Yo, what it do, everybody, and welcome to Straight Up Tennessee. You see your boy Ruck. I'm lonely today, but it's okay, man. You know we going in with it regardless. Hey, who is South Carolina? I'm gonna pose this question. Y'all know how I do. Who cares? It's time for Tennessee again. We're already 20 plus point favorites. I mean, it's just really time for Tennessee to continue to make their mark on what is already a remarkable season. Y'all already know what it is. It's straight up Tennessee, baby. Let's go.
It's the Northander sets the race onto the field. The finals will be boring the giant sea that stretches from that north end ground on a cold day becoming Glendale as the big orange sets the race on the Geo Watkins Field, ladies and gentlemen, and wherever you are.
Yo, what it do, everybody, and welcome to Straight Up Tennessee. It's your boy Ruck. My man Turner is not with me tonight, but it's all good. We're going to continue to push content when we can. And even if one of us can't show up, man, we got to make sure that we give you what you want. That's more content and that's more Tennessee, all the way from the Vols to the Memphis Grizzlies. You already know the saying, baby. It's straight up Tennessee, y'all. And this episode, I actually want to start off. It's going to be a little shorter. It's the Who is South Carolina, but y'all listen. Again, who cares? We're going to talk about their offensive weapons, their defensive weapons. We'll talk about who are some playmakers we need to think about for South Carolina, who can change the game if we allow them to. And then really we just got to reflect and look at Tennessee and what can Tennessee do once again to take another step into what is already a remarkable season. What can we do to continue this streak? Man, we're going to start this episode off like this, man. Like, comment, subscribe, join the channel. What are you guys doing, man? Almost 77% of the people that watch our videos are not subscribed. You listen to the podcast, but you're not downloading on Apple, Spotify, and Anchor. Come on, people. Download this thing. Like, comment, sub, especially on YouTube. Sub to the channel, man. Join the Straight Up Tennessee family. Y'all listen. We got some straight up Tennessee merchandise on the way. I know we talk about it a lot, but I'm telling y'all this week, hopefully our fingers are crossed. If you saw the last episode on YouTube, my boy Turner had on one of our hoodies. And who provides that for us is Tennessee Sporting Goods. Tennessee Sporting Goods has served the city of Knoxville, Tennessee for a long time, since 1951. They can do all things for you, just like they're doing for us. They have all of our hats, all of our t-shirts, hoodies, and all of our merchandise to come in the future. Tennessee Sporting Goods will actually be the company that will produce that for us. You don't believe me? Go to their store. It's in the heart of Fountain City at 4817 North Broadway. And if you don't even want to go, give them a call and just see what they can do for you. That's 865-688-5454. Now, before we dive into this Who is South Carolina, I don't even want to talk about how terrible the Tennessee men's basketball team looked Sunday. It felt like the same things we saw last year, man. You go on these long streaks where not one person, not two people, not three people, but the whole team is cold as ice. Can't hit a shot. It is the most frustrating thing I've ever had to put my eyes on. And I'm tired of people blaming Rick Barnes for people not making shots, okay? The guard play on Sunday was pathetic. Zakai Ziegler, Santi Vescovi, they just looked all out of sorts. That Colorado team just lost to a SWAC team in Grambling on Friday. And then they come to Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, which is basically a home game for the Vols, and they blow us out 78-66. That's pitiful. That's pitiful. And I don't blame Rick Barnes, not one bit. I don't blame Rick Barnes. However, I do think that it's important that we look at just what they did and how they did it. When you look at this team, there are so many things happening. Guard play, big men. They have so many layers to what they can do. But it's unbelievable to me that we're not getting the effort. Maybe we're not getting the same team that just beat Gonzaga is not the team we saw Sunday. Okay. um we got to do something. We got to do something about that. And I don't know. I'm okay with us losing early. Okay, we lost 78-66. If we're going to lose a game, I'm glad we lost it as early in the season as we did, because now this team took a look in the mirror. And I think that now not only have they taken a look in the mirror, but now they have the opportunity to push forward into a season that is still very promising. They have so much on the table. They have so much that they can still accomplish. And they dropped from number 11 to number 22. You almost got kicked out of the top 25 from losing to a terrible team like Colorado. And so now I think Tennessee has an opportunity to bounce back tomorrow against the Florida Gulf Coast. I think it's Florida Gulf Coast. I think we play, and I want to make sure of that. Give me 1 second. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, we do. We play Florida Gulf Coast University tomorrow. It has us as a matchup predictor, 91 to 8.7%. Tennessee's got to take care of business. I don't blame Rick Barnes for the loss. A lot of people are going to blame Rick Barnes for the loss, and I'm not sure why. I don't think they need to. I think they honestly just need to play better, shoot better. Rick Barnes can't tell you to shoot better. He can tell you to shoot better, but he can't shoot for you. So, I think that's enough of that. But like I said that my boy Turner was not joining. However, that boy finna hop on here. So we'll take a quick little break, and then we're going to dive into who is South Carolina. Let's go. Look who joined us, y'all. The boy in the building. The boy Turn is in the building, y'all.
Yes, sir.
He couldn't miss this, bro. It's the who is South Carolina, man. I dove in. I talked a little bit about the atrocious basketball game that I watched on Sunday live in full effect.
Dude, it was
I'm good. I'm good. I don't want to talk about that anymore. Now it's time to move on to South Carolina, man. Who is South Carolina, bro? When we look at this team, we looked at a team who earlier in the year, I was low-key nervous to play. And now I look at this, team and I'm like, they've already got 6 wins. They're bowl eligible, but gosh, they look bad, man. They look bad.
And it's so weird because they're so different from week to week, man.
That's a fact.
It's like they played Florida and they looked absolutely atrocious. And then they play Kentucky's trash anyway, but they play Kentucky and look like a completely different team.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's one of those where we can't look past them because it's like we talk about every week. No matter who we play, they're going to play up to their competition, especially an SEC team.
I agree, but man, I just don't know. That team looks terrible.
They don't have the defense like Missouri did.
No.
And old Trashy Rattler ain't gonna do nothing.
He called that man Trashy Rattler. When we talk about South Carolina, there's a lot of different things we got to look at, right? But first, offensively, let's go ahead and just talk about it. When we talk about this South Carolina team, we know that it starts at quarterback with Spencer Rattler. However, Spencer Rattler has come into the SEC thinking that he would just be okay. And he's had a rude awakening. We'll talk in a second about his numbers, but it starts with Spencer Rattler. The backup quarterback is Luke Doty. I think we saw a little dose of him last year against us, and mm, whatever.
Yeah.
Their best player, in my opinion, is a tight end. His name is Jaheim Bell. He is not even, which is interesting to me. He's not even their number one receiver, but I thought that he would be, but he's not. They have a great running back in, I believe his name is Marshawn Lloyd. And I think that he can make a difference. He can make a difference on Saturday. He's very dynamic with the football in his hands. And we definitely have to get the ball out of his hands if we want to be successful on defense. When we talk about Carolina and we talk about South Carolina's defense, what do they bring back? What do they have there? I think it's easy to say that defensively, it's different every single game, just like Turner mentioned a little earlier. I mean, you look at their defensive numbers, they allow, they allow 386 yards a game. Uh, we average and allow 392. They allow almost 200 yards passing and almost 200 yards rushing. It looks like Tennessee may have a field day. you know, um, Defensively, it's hard to say what South Carolina is um, because you just don't know, right? Like they have a body of work, but at many different times, you're just like, who's the guy? I guess their best defensive back is Nick Emanrori. He is a freshman corner. He is 6'4", 218, and he has 51 tackles. He has the most tackles on the team as a freshman. They do bring back Sherrod Green. He is a senior. He's been there for some time. He's a senior. He only has 27 tackles on the year, 1.5 sacks. He does have an interception. Um, so, I mean, it's just interesting to look at this team. I don't know what to think um, at all, to be completely honest. Um, but I think when we start talking about offensive playmakers for South Carolina, it starts at quarterback with Spencer Rattler. But to me, their number one playmaker is Jaheim Bell. And then right after Bell, it's easily Marshawn Lloyd. Marshawn Lloyd, when he gets the football in his hands, he's so dynamic. He can make plays. He can make something out of nothing. And also, Juju McDowell is very, very explosive. He's another sophomore running back. He and Lloyd came in together. And what's wild is Jaheim Bell is their third leading rusher, and he has 150 yards rushing. So he's a tight end, but he gets carries in the backfield. Defensive playmakers is just like I said. They have a freshman corner in Nick Imororu. I can't even say the brother's name. But then I know Green's back. Barrett. I remember the name Barrett. And so, I mean, there's a lot of things to look forward to when we talk about South Carolina. But at the same time, y'all, Tennessee is just that much better. Okay. The Vols are that much better than this team. And it doesn't take rocket science. It doesn't take the stats on paper. Just go watch film. Go watch South Carolina. Let me talk to you really quickly because it's just important to me. And I think it's something to look at when you talk about Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler thought that he was just going to come in the SEC and cook. However, he is 180 out of 277. If you guys don't know what that is 65% completions. He has thrown 8 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. 8 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. You get to Rattler, you get him out of his comfort zone, you make him make mistakes. Tennessee's going to win this game. We've already opened up, and the line is already at 21.5. We play at 7 p.m. Eastern time at Williams-Brice. That place going to be rocking. But how many Vol fans going to travel to Williams-Brice? Come on, man. Tennessee's going to show up, and it's going to also, I mean, I'm not going to say it's going to feel like a home game because I don't think that that's what it's going to feel like. However, the orange and the big orange Vol Nation faithful will be in the building. We know that. When we talk about Tennessee, Tennessee still controls its own destiny in the college football playoff. Actually, whenever you're watching this later on tonight, man, we're going to see where we end up. Obviously, I think we end up at 5 with no one in the top 4 losing. After watching TCU, I am just not impressed. I am not impressed by TCU one bit. I don't think Tennessee moves a lot in the top 20 or in the top 25 in the college football playoff poll. We need somebody to lose, man. We still control our own destiny to some extent, but we do need a lot of help really in that top 3. I wonder what happens. I've seen some mocks of the college football playoff in 3 weeks from now having USC in simply because the committee favors conference championship winners. And USC has a huge opportunity to win the Pac-12 with Oregon going down last week to Washington. So who knows what the committee is going to do? I think that is all up in the air, and it is also so nerve-wracking. However, Tennessee needs to go out and dominate again. I mean, 66-24, great. We need to do it again. Put 60 on South Carolina at South Carolina to let the world know that we're not here to play games. The game against Georgia, we played terrible. Georgia played really good, and we played really bad. And that's what happens. You get exposed. And the only thing we can hope for is the committee to see that we had a bad game and that who we are, y'all. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Y'all, we put up 724 yards on the number 13 ranked defense in the NCAA. I don't care if it's Missouri. You put up I'm going to go ahead and say this. You put up almost 1,000 yards on a defense that was supposed to be the 13th best in the country. What does that tell you? What it tells me is that this Tennessee team has so much talent. And what it shows me is that this Tennessee team has to play better if we get another shot at the Georgia Bulldogs this year. I don't think that that's what we're longing for. But if we do get that shot, I like our chances. I really, really do. With this one just being, the who is South Carolina, my man Turner being off and on today, y'all, man, I really miss him. But things happen, y'all know how life is, man. We just 2 dudes. We got families, we got kids, and sometimes kids don't be wanting to sleep. Things happen. But I say all that to say, man, thank y'all for rocking with Straight Up Tennessee. We so appreciate you, man. And again, the merch store is going to be opening soon. This week, man, we're still going to have the midweek chat. We're going to have a guest hop on, hopefully, for the One More Day episode. Man, it's going to be a great week, y'all. I mean, just get your eyes ready, get your ears ready, get your popcorn ready, because Tennessee's going to Williams-Brice and making another statement. And you think Jalin Hyatt ain't ready to play some football? Come on, man. Jalin Hyatt might go for 4-5 touchdowns just because he's trying to eat back home. So, as we talk about this game for the rest of the week, man, lock in, subscribe to the channel. Go ahead right now, whatever you're doing. If you got podcasts and you listen to podcasts, search Straight Up Tennessee, follow us, go ahead and download the episodes, man. It helps with analytics and it helps with algorithms, man. YouTube's an algorithm game, and so is Apple. No joke. All of the Apple Podcasts and Spotify stuff, man, based off the plays and audience size and all of that stuff, is how people find us. And so if you have been rocking with Straight Up Tennessee from the beginning, or if you just started rocking with us today, we love you, man. We thank you for the support. And my score prediction, I'm going to go ahead and change it. I said 2 days ago, on our next day after the absolute beatdown of Missouri, I said 40-13 or 41-13. I'm going to raise that up to 48-10. Could change again, man. I just don't know. I just feel like Tennessee's on a mission right now, and nothing can stop them. So, y'all, we love y'all, man. We thank y'all so much, and we'll be back in full effect for the midweek chat. You feel me? So whatever you're doing, go ahead. Tell your granny, tell your granny's granny, tell your cousin, your second cousin, your auntie. That Straight Up Tennessee is on YouTube. Straight Up Tennessee is on wherever you find your podcast. Just let them know. And y'all already know what it is. It's Straight Up Tennessee, baby. We outie.